crazy things being said about the X-Men, about Kevin Feige's plan for the X-Men. So, look, I've actually got a big video coming up about this probably tomorrow that's going to like kind of detail and break this whole thing down like that. But the sort of TLDR is, look, they've had plans for the X-Men. They have this thing, but they've been waiting. They wanted to wait until after Secret Wars, until after the reboot. The plan from Kevin Feige, and you'll remember we talked about this early in the year. We talked about this last year. We've been talking about that. It's been out there because they got the rights back to the X-Men in like 2019. And Feige was like, no, you're going to wait like 5 years. Let's let the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe degrade and audiences get incredibly fatigued, and then we'll do the X-Men, is essentially what it felt like. The plan was use the Fox X-Men, redeem the Fox X-Men, then after Secret Wars, we have a final ending for the Fox X-Men. Then we move right into the rebooted MCU X-Men. Now, that plan has apparently changed, or there are at least discussions, according to a lot of insiders and scoopers, that they're going to change that up, okay? So, X-Men faster into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Let me read this right here, okay? And again, this is in the big video that I'm doing, but it says right here, this is from Alex Perez and the Cosmic Circus. We can confirm from our sources that there have been discussions about mutants having a more pronounced role in the upcoming phase of the Marvel, the multiverse saga than initially anticipated. That's what I was just talking about. They were going to wait, right? This is in hopes of establishing mutants in a more meaningful way on Earth 616, the actual MCU Earth, before the conclusion of the multiverse saga. Some ideas include doing a Disney Plus series, maybe doing like a what if series where they focus on individual X-Men. They've thought about doing a movie for the X-Men within 616. And then it says here, according to one source, another idea that's been tossed around involves an Avengers vs. X-Men film set between the members of 616 X-Men and Avengers. However, it's still early to discuss as the X-Men have not really made their way into the 616 universe just yet. So that's kind of wild. I mean, I guess first thing, thoughts, chat? Like, what do you think? Bringing in X-Men early? What do you think? Good idea? Bad idea? Seeming desperate? What do you think? What do you think? Time to break glass in case of emergency. Yeah, so, I mean, I've two basic thoughts about this. Number one, yes, that sounds good. Number two, why did it take this long? Why did it take this long? And look, we talked about this before. This is another thing that I put into the big video. The perfect example of this is The Marvels. If the post-credit scene of The Marvels was the first scene of that movie, and the whole movie was about an X-Men universe coming into our universe and the Marvels are the front line of defense, oh my God, bro. You're talking about $1 billion movie. You're talking about $1 billion movie and people getting incredibly excited. Like, I think people would have really liked that, but they didn't. They knew it was dope, and they sort of hung it out there like a carrot. They thought it was a carrot that was enticing enough to get you to go watch a goobly glob movie that wasn't made for most of you. And that didn't bear out, right? So it's like confusing. It's like, of course that's the move. It's been the move. You should have done that in 2020. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, why wouldn't you just immediately start putting X-Men all over the MCU? I think that was a huge mistake. So it's like, on the one hand, yes. On the other hand, why didn't you do this sooner? But look, if I take, some of the frustration and I just kind of hold back, if I just kind of try to be a little bit more optimistic with it, I think this is a great idea. I think it's a great idea, and I think it's crazy. It's almost like this. The X-Men could be the real replacement for Kang. Like, that's kind of what it is. Like, the X-Men and putting mutants into a bunch of projects on 616 could be like the real replacement for Kang, because people will go nuts for it. I'm not saying it's going to be great, because the past couple of years of Marvel haven't been great. I still believe they're capable of making great content, but there's trepidation there for sure. But regardless of how it ends up, it will undeniably be more hyped, and I think bring more fans than all the other stuff that they have going on right now. So that's kind of the first part of this. The second thing, and this I think would be the absolute winning move, is add the X-Men into all of the shit that you're remaking anyway, okay? So an example, Ironheart. Ironheart filmed in 2021, 2022. It wrapped a year ago in 2022, early 2022. They are literally reshooting the shit out of Ironheart next year. So instead of canceling it, and look, I'm going to be a little toxic about this because I think it's one of the stupidest things that Feige is currently doing. Instead of canceling it and just making a new show, he's going to keep it and basically shoot a whole new show and release it. I don't know how that makes sense. However, if they were to add some X-Men, some mutants into Ironheart, I instantly think you're going to get more people excited about the project, okay? Same thing with Captain America. Guys, they've delayed Captain America again, pushed it all the way into 2025. They're doing reshoots all year. They're doing rewrites right now. Guys, just put the X-Men in there. Stop being so stupid about this and just put the X-Men in there. In fact, I'd go hard on it and I'd be like, this emerging mutant phenomenon is the driving force of the legislation that Thunderbolt Ross and blah, 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 blah. Because they were already going to trickle it in with Tiamat Island and with the adamantium and all that, right? So they were already kind of going to do that. Bro, just go for it. Phantom X. Put Phantom X in the movie. You know, put Madripoor in the movie with actual mutants this time, right? The Hand, dude. Like, and have friggin' Wolverine or, you know, something about Wolverine in there. Like, just go crazy. You put the actual good stuff in there. And if you actually put the mutants into Captain America 4, I think that could be really interesting. And you could even start to set up, you know, Sam Wilson as being sympathetic towards the mutants and being sort of against the government because the government wants to control them and all that sort of stuff. Like, there's a lot of really cool stuff that you could do. So I would say just put the mutants into it. Another thing, Agatha, Coven of who gives a shit at this point, right? Stupid projects, stupid things, stupid faces, stupid people defending it, stupid. However, all of a sudden, it's actually about how the children are mutants, how Wanda's a mutant. Maybe you involve Magneto. All of a sudden, that stupid show becomes a lot more interesting and a lot more accessible to your average Marvel fan. Oh my God, bro. That's what they should do. So I don't know if they're going to do that, but it's interesting that they're having these conversations at a time when everything's being delayed and remade. I say just go for it, okay? Now, one other thing that we got to talk about here is Avengers vs. X-Men. And I love Avengers vs. X-Men. I know it's not like the greatest comic book story ever told, and there was some whack stuff that happened, but I had a great time reading along with that event. I thought it was really cool. The tie-ins were really cool. There's a lot of really cool stuff with Avengers vs. X-Men. The Phoenix 5, dude, Namor with the Phoenix powers? Come on, man. There's a lot of really dope stuff in that run, right? But they don't have any fucking X-Men or any fucking Avengers in the MCU. Like, this should be a big lesson to them, where they're like, you know what could be really cool is Avengers versus X-Men, and then they're like, wait. Unfortunately, nobody knows who the fuck the Avengers are, and we don't have any mutants besides Namor and Kamala Khan. That should be a wake-up call, where they should be like, wow, so we have the status quo of an entire Marvel cinematic universe and nobody knows who the fucking Avengers are or the fucking X-Men. Wow, maybe we're real stupid dumb dummies that shouldn't even have a job anymore, right? So it should be a wake-up call. But they also have the opportunity to fix that. Captain America 4 is a great place to get that started and to build up that kind of a conflict. I also think it's possible that they could do Avengers vs. X-Men with like the Fox X-Men and make it multiversal. I mean, that's kind of what the post-credit scene for the Marvels seems to set up, right? That's kind of what it seems to set up. Some kind of Marvel multiversal conflict with the Avengers on one side and the X-Men on the other side. That sounds absolutely fantastic. Feige, get your house in order and fix these problems. And you actually do have some good ideas. I think it could be really good. So I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic with a touch of toxicity. You know what I mean? I would love to know what you guys think about that, though. Feige is evil. I don't think Feige is evil, but I do think he is messing up. That sells. Marvel would have somehow go from the worst business plan of all time to the best of all time. Yeah, it's true. Do it. Do it now. Yeah, I agree. I'm not watching Echo, Josh. Hey, I get it. I'm gonna give it a chance, but I don't expect to. I don't expect that I'll like it. Why is he messing up though? What happened? I mean, that's the greatest question of our age, right? I think it's several factors. I mean, okay, so it's a multi-headed hydra of problems. Okay, number one, he was trying to make it about Black Panther, Spider-Man, and Captain Marvel. Nobody likes Captain Marvel. Spider-Man got yanked back by Sony, and Chadwick Boseman passed. And Feige just decided not to recast. So that's like number one problem. Number two, they start a super ambitious workload with multiple movies and multiple shows a year. And it all gets kind of stopped in its tracks by a global pandemic, and they've kind of been scrambling from then. And then in the midst of that situation, they have the brilliant idea to make a single actor not only the villain of their saga, but multiple villains of their next saga. And he gets charged with domestic abuse or assault or whatever it was. Basically, like it's like a Lemony Snicket novel, a series of unfortunate events. But a leader's quality is not determined during time of sunshine and easygoing. A leader's quality should be measured in the difficult times. And he has been measured and found wanting. Now, can this guy turn it around? Yes, I believe so. But the story will be that he turned it around, not that he was flawless. You understand? So, what happened? A bunch of shit happened. And this guy didn't handle it well, period. Like, that's what it is at the end of the day. So, look, I'm still a Feige fan. I'm still a Marvel fan. But, I mean, how could you not have your faith shaken at least a little bit over the past couple of years?